Hello and welcome back to Cities Skylines, our city that is still growing despite overwhelming odds against it. Things are pretty chill right now. I'll be honest, we did get away with a very close call, but businesses are moving back into the city and we do have a rising population, and not even slowly rising. We're about back to the levels we were at pre-isolation. So if we can just keep things at this rate, we're going to be fine. And as I said, we have our industry coming back even after we had a slight mass exodus. Sadly, the Cloverleaf district is not doing well though, but it doesn't seem like anyone actually needs much from the Cloverleaf district, so we may not have to worry about this. I don't know why they left in the first place, but I guess we'll figure that out later. Yeah. So the only real demand we have left is commercial, which is probably because our commercial is just the only thing that's left collapsing. I don't know what we're going to do to solve the commercial crisis. I think it just is going to take some time. Over places like Briarwood Square, we do actually have things going pretty well when it comes to commercial. I mean, we don't have any real issues with it. Just give some quick crematoriums to Briarwood Square. They have a slight death care problem. So does the Bean District. But the Bean District is pretty easy to make happy. They're so tiny, we can just plop them one little building, and everything's good. So I think that's going to be everything, and we are back over 130,000 population. Can I just say, told you so, I knew that this would work. And look at the amount of traffic we have, it's so much lower. Like, we still have slight issues over in this part because it's always been an issue, but it definitely is better than it was before. And you know what? I see a way to make this a little bit more efficient. So we're just going to go from here. Shoot. It's fine. Trust me. Everything's going to be fine. Is that going to break it? Why is that going to break it? Oh, it's not nearly low enough. Okay. We'll just make that a little bit lower. Then we'll bring it back up again so that these people can just go straight onto the road they want instead of clogging up the main highway, which is always bad to do. Come on. Stop doing that. Stab. They're not listening. They're continuing to do that. Oh boy. Oh boy. Why? It seems like this is just less work to go through. They don't listen. I'll wait a little bit and see if they start using it. Sometimes it takes a bit. Looks like it cleared out. Oh, there we go. Someone used it. That means it's been registered as a road, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. So, our networks are actually working pretty well right now. Our trains have been a little bit congested, but overall they're doing pretty fine. It appears that we're still having raw material issues, but as long as the population is increasing and... Jeez. Oh, man. Oh, man. Things will get themselves together at some point. It's gonna take a little bit for the city to get used to their new situation. So I think it's time for a little bit of expansion again. I don't know where though. I could put a little bit of a city up here where the old oil fields were, and this is actually a really nice spot for it. There's also near the Kiwi district a lot of spare land, and it's right next to the international airport. We have highways going all over the place. I kind of feel like just sectioning off these areas to be used as new residential districts, and I'm actually going to do that because I feel like it's a great idea. So we're going to use some fancy 6-lane roads because I don't really think we're going to use buses over here. So the bus lanes are kind of unnecessary. We're going to be careful not to get too close to the pollution from the industrial district. We're going to get pretty close to the highway. And there we go. That kind of uses up that square. Now we're just going to go over and create the interconnections, which are just going to go like, oh, a little bit further than that so that we don't waste any space. There we are. Once again, just a little bit further than that. A little bit less. Oh boy. There we are, that's perfect. And I think one more. Can we fit it? Yes. And look at that. Looking good. We just need to do a very simple in and out. Which can be done like so. In. We'll just make this right here go out. And then we can have this here go in, and this here go out. And I think those are some good connections. And just plop some water nearby. Let's quickly look at the noise pollution. This seems pretty safe from it, but just to be safe, we're going to give them a little bit of commercial here to get rid of that pollution affecting the residential. And then we should be safe just zoning the rest of this residential. And you know what? It's good use of space. The space in between the highways that we usually ignore, we just filled with a new district. And we can do one here, and over here we can have a Masso on, and over here. So let's zone up the district. Thornton district. This is all kind of farmland. I wonder if we put a farm right here next to this area, but I don't know how that would work. How is our logging industry going? They are actually not taking it as badly as the other industries. They are successfully keeping things under control. We're sending out a lot of lumber still, so that's good. Briarwood Square has been untouched by anything. They were kind of already isolated in their lifestyles. And let's check back at the Kiwi district again. I don't know, it looks like there is a lot of freight moving through and being set out. It's just that it's such a big district, all of the industrial is not able to function at once. But that's fine, as long as they're getting enough stuff out that our commercial industry isn't collapsing. We should be fine. So let's look over at our commercial industry to see how they're taking it. Over here, our biggest commercial area, Hemlock Square, seems to be doing absolutely fine. Okay, so Hemlock Square seems to be doing fine. We don't really have any abandonment, which is crazy. We were having a high abandonment rate earlier, which means that something is going very well with our plans. How about Dale Park? How about over here? We have a few supply issues, but nothing even comparable to what we had before. Oh, someone also told me I should just... Oh, look, we're getting thousands of people now per week. We're doing fine. But someone told me I should really just, like, disable the old-timey stuff. Because you know what? I already disabled planes. The ships are really our new friends. The ones that carry, like, tons of people. And we are now futuristic, so we don't have a need for those primitive blimps. Hopefully these guys get the materials they need. But it looks like things are going to be okay. Our population is growing extremely quickly. And the Thornton district is growing out of the ground. Like potatoes. And now, we're just going to give them some fire service, which will also make the Kiwi district very happy. And a little bit of education. Or do we want to educate everyone? Because the problem is that the uneducated people are the ones who take... We aren't having job issues, so you know what? We're going to educate them. We're not going to purposefully keep people uneducated to keep the factories running. We haven't hit that point. We are not yet that far gone that we're going to give that up. We'll be right back. I have to get my dog to shut up again. So we are back, and let's check out how things are doing. Oh man, I wish I could just get rid of all foot traffic. I guess that's not impossible. I love just watching my money just completely vanish and then come back every time the industry has a wave of just completely abandoning the city, and then they all come back and I go into the green again, and it's just cycling now. I just hope that I can just get it to the point where it isn't cycling and things are just constantly good. Look at the streets, it's so nice. We've made such a nice little area here. I'm very happy with it. And they have a very easy way to get to their work. But something someone did tell me that I should do is we should plop down a little bit of a blimp line here, because blimps are really efficient, especially with the mods we have. Blimps do a very good job at moving people. They can move hundreds of people at a time. So we're just going to get some blimps and connect them to the already there blimp lines we have. I don't know where a good spot would be. I mean, the Corgi district has a nice blimp line. So what we can do is off of this, connect over to the Corgi district's blimp line. And at the same time, I know that there's a blimp line over here. Is there one? Oh, I thought there was one. There it is. Right in Sterling Park. Which we can just do this and create a very, very nice system. So we can go from the airport to the Corgi district. Where's the Corgi district? To Sterling Park. So then we can get people to all of the most popular places in the city and back. I don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm hoping that people use it. Oh geez, what's the button for that? There it is. Accidentally opened up that rendering thing. Yes, I have a 200% render quality because it makes everything look a little bit clearer. It's anti-aliasing, but it's also super laggy if your video card isn't, like, magical. Will anyone use the new blimp line? It is beautiful. There's no reason not to use it, except for the slight capability for death. But, you know, no one cares about that. Also, what we can do is we can very, very quickly create a crosswalk. I know there's a way. Yes. Bam. Crosswalks to get across to the blimp line. I mean, there's one right there, but you know, what if someone wants to go across straight from the railways? Who knows? Who knows? Yes, it's a ridiculous amount of crosswalks, but just bear with me. Maybe, just maybe, someone will use one of them, and we will be very proud. Nope. Come on. Oh, look at that. They used it. Very proud indeed. It looks like everyone coming from the prince is using the trains, but then some of the people going back are actually using the Blimp line, which is kind of odd, but we'll check back later to see if a lot of people are using it. Thornton District is growing rather quickly, or we are about to hit 140,000 population. They said it couldn't be done. And it looks like our industry is actually growing back. We have a lot more traffic here, and we have a lot of lights on. Sure, there's a few buildings that are still abandoned, but it's actually getting better. That's all we can hope for. How is Oil Hills doing? Actually, about half of the industry, over half of the industry, is actually running now. We have an actual measurable amount of oil being exported. And let's check on our ore district, which was just completely shut down. And about half of it is back working again. I think we may be onto something. We should probably actually expand the ore district. There's really no reason not to. I mean, the amount of ore nearby is absurd. We can just go this way a bit. And yes, I did enable unlimited resources. So resources in Cities Skylines last about a year before drying up. That's kind of ridiculous. Until I can find a mod that makes it a little bit more subtle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave unlimited resources on for an amount of time, like let's say 50 years, and then after that I'm going to shut it off, move everything, turn it on again for 50 years, and I think that that's going to be a little bit more bearable, because if we were just constantly moving these districts, this series would literally only be that, and every time they ran out, the entire city would shut down. Because getting this industry up and running with no outside connections is pretty challenging, but it's definitely a fun challenge. So it looks like some of the farms are actually coming back in the Cloverleaf district. Good. Now it's only about every other farm that's shut down. This is obviously preferable than to having nothing. And look, another cargo train. Oh, beautiful. Sending the cargo that we need desperately. They're complaining that they don't have any raw resources, right? Not that they don't have anywhere to put it. Yeah. Yep. Raw materials. So hopefully as the rest of the city does well, that will be fixed. Man, this is getting a lot of traffic. Someone told me, well, Spike, you do know that they can't get over here if there's no highway. Yeah, but they can get there through the bean districts. Very exciting bean district. And this area is kind of just for using the train anyways. I don't want them to go into cars. I'm trying to keep people from using cars as much as possible right now. It's actually working pretty well. Oh yeah, look at how many people are using that blimp station now. Hopefully people don't just completely abandon the trains now for the blimps, but blimps are pretty cool, so I wouldn't blame them, and it's like 10 feet closer. Yep, that's exactly what happened. They are going for the blimps now. Whoops. Ah, shoot. They just, it's like a little kid and you like hang candy in front of them and they'll grab whatever the newest thing is because they think it's the best. They aren't actually like planning out where they're going. They are just like, oh, this station is 2 feet closer to me than this one, thus I will go to this one. We won't split half and half. We gotta bring all of our friends to the new blimp station because, you know, it's gotta be perfect because it's a blimp station. Obviously, they can hold like 170 people each, so that's not a problem. I'm pretty sure this one, that holds 90, so it's not an issue per se. We can carry the people with the blimps. It's just, why does that work that way? Like, it's annoying. But maybe this is going to move people faster. And it'll get some trains off of the train lines, which will give more room for the cargo on the train lines. So, I can't complain. I won't complain. It may actually be a good thing. We are moving a lot of people, though. To the point where, look at all the green for the traffic. We have an average traffic flow of 80% now. That's up 6 to 7% from before. And this is pretty much completely because of the fact that we have gotten rid of outside connections. There is no massive stream of traffic heading in constantly. It's only the people in the city using the roads. It's pretty great. And people may be pointing out, hey Spike, look at your money, it's dropping. That's because we killed a bunch of office spaces, and yes, we are going to put those back once we have demand for it. But first, we have to get back onto our feet when it comes to residential, which there is now massive demand for. Like, I think things are going to be completely fine because the demand is so high, and it seems like people are actually moving in again. I think that we are completely safe when it comes to our population now. I said last time I thought we were fine. But, you know, now I'm 100% sure that we're fine. At this point, only really a disaster can knock us on our feet. And even then, I mean, the city's so big, if a disaster hit, it would have to be really, really bad for it to really knock us out for an extended period of time. I don't want to, like, jinx us or anything. But, yeah. It would be really challenging. And there's a lot of empty dots in this district. Jeez. Yeah, I did a horrible job with this, didn't I? I'll just get all those now. Okay, looking good. I think. Nope. I think. Nope. Nope. Anywhere else? Anything hiding from me? I will zone you. Watch out. Okay, looking good. I think. There we are. Yep. Okay, and we just zone that commercial for the pollution. And then we zone all of this residential because we have such high residential demand. And watch them go to work. Literally, because their work is right here. And look at that city just kind of grow out of the ground, out of nowhere. We're actually going to connect this to the Thornton district. It's pretty close by. We'll get them some water, because humans tend to need that. And finally, maybe we can get kind of pedestrian walkways across here. That's kind of close. But I wonder if it's possible. Someone told me that if I disabled the snapping, that it would be easier to do this, but I kind of like the snapping. Oh, there we go. And then all we have to do is on the other side. That actually connect? No, it doesn't. But that does. And then that just... Oh, no, this is on the ground. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted at all. That's what I wanted. And then we just go straight across. And look, it's connected together. How nice. Now people can walk to their friends' houses instead of going through a giant industrial wasteland. It's much more convenient. Our population is almost at 150,000. Ha, eat that, everyone who was yelling at me in the last episode. I have no shame. And I know you may say, I'm still losing money, but it looks like the amount of money I have is actually going up. So I think I'm breaking a little bit more than even right now. The numbers are just changing so quickly. Oh, shoot, we have sewage issues. Where is our sewage at? There is our sewage. That's where we take care of it. We're just going to dump a little bit more. But we're going to use the very clean one so that we don't have to worry about it. And our water availability is also really low, even with this massive pump. So we're just going to put another massive pump right next to it. What is this? Water purifier. Provides clean water and purifies sewage water. Be advised, avoid placing it on polluted ground. Okay, then. And we've got a second massive water intake. I wonder if we'll ever just completely dry this out and use all the water coming from the dam. We have a bit of a reservoir here, though. Hopefully this doesn't lower. If it does, then we know we're using a little bit too much water. So, we are now at 150,000 population. Things seem to be pretty healthy. There are barely any abandoned buildings left in the Kiwi district. We have some buildings that are having a little bit of trouble with raw material. We are back pushing a profit. We've got our cargo and passenger trains carrying people all across the city. And best of all, our specialized industry is no longer failing. They are having a very successful run and are probably due to be improved and expanded because there is a lot of natural resources we can tap. And that's what we're going to do right now because there's nothing better than having extra oil because, you know, it'll help out with all of the areas that are lacking natural resources. And I don't know which natural resources they're lacking because it doesn't tell me. But I know that oil is one of them. And we have an easy way to get oil, even though this is slightly expensive terraforming. By slightly expensive, I mean really expensive. But that's okay. We're going to be fine. Let's just do this. Bam. We've almost doubled the amount of oil area. There we go. We can use this. It's a little bit bumpy, but that's fine. And all we have to do is off of the main road here. What did we use for this? I used bus lanes. Okay. Then we're going to go like this. We're going to figure out where the oil is first off. Oh, so there's a bit of oil there. I guess that's good enough. If there isn't oil in the area, they will just build refineries. We're going to build a little bit of an arm coming out, and then we're going to make little tendrils coming out of the arm. We just want to get as much of the oil as possible. So we're just kind of like... The design here is maximum surface area taken up. Like the circle was really bad for that. But now we're just trying to get as much resources as possible, so I'm not worried about being artistic. I'm worried about getting money. There we go. That looks good. Not really. It looks kind of creepy. But, you know, it's good enough for me. So, we're fine. It is a giant leaf. Leafy. It's leafy. It's bad memes. There we go. It's a massive leaf. It will sap out all the oil. We're going to give it its own district. It will be called Leaf Hills. Leafy Hills. There we go. Beautiful. Yes. Caps lock included. Beautiful. Leafy Hills. There we are. And that looks good, actually. We got a lot of oil on there. Let's just put it to the correct zoning. Oil. And finally, zone it for oil. And someone told me to use the marquee marquee tool, not cool, because I can do this and it's much cleaner. Yes, I know. But can you do this? If you got that reference, then you watch YouTube. Congratulations. Very proud. Okay, so now that our very poorly drawn leaf is there and is going to be sucking up oil because I was way too lazy to give it a proper shape. Let's hope that the industry actually builds up over here. Though we do have a lot of demand for like residential, but you know, when it comes to it, we need oil. Oil is important. Also, we have dead people issues, so let's put a dead people care center over here. Bam! Be happy. Be very happy. Look at all of that oil. Oh, shut up. We need the oil pumps. Oh, wow. These are creating a lot of pollution now that they're all actually working. But you know what? It's necessary. Wow. Yeah. You can really tell when the industry's at work. Now there's a slight fog. It's definitely not a smog. It's only a foggy day. But this is the sign of a healthy industry. Not enough buyers. Now we're having the absolute opposite problem. Jeez. We need our residential to grow more. Even though it's already, like, growing extremely quickly. What are we gonna do next? Do we just begin a massive district across here? Because that would be kind of awesome. And also really expensive and time consuming. So maybe we'll leave that for next time. Yeah, we'll leave that for next time. We will make a great city along the river. Which way does that river flow? That way. Very slowly that way. Where's the water coming from? Here. And is that it? Oh, that's why it's moving so slowly. It's literally pushing all this water through, and the water is only coming from right here. That's the only spot the water is coming from. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. Oh, look at that. They're sending all of their freight through to all the great companies. And they're also using their roads. Poor Thornton District. They're going to have so much industrial traffic, but it's necessary. Thankfully, the Kiwi District doesn't have jobs issues. They are having problem having buyers for products because our residential is so low. Maybe we should make Leafy Hills residential. No. No. No, no, no. Maybe we should zone like a single house on here. I'm going to keep that in mind for later. Or these steps here. Those should really be zoned at some point. But I think that the easiest place to get a little bit of free residential is going to be right... Oh, there's a thing there. That's not going to work. We do have commercial demand, though, and those people wanted to send out freight. So let's just make a bunch of little stores over here. Because they are going to be very happy with that. Yay, you have places to ship your freight now. Okay, so now the physical people are going to have to come in somewhere. And I think... Oh, we could fit a little district in right here. Oh, that would be nice. Let's do that. So we're going to go with some nice tree roads. We're going to very carefully drag this along here. There's the backbone of the new district. And it looks like we're going to have to go like this. And like this. And straight down. That looks pretty darn good. And finally, we just do a very, very simple... Bam. That's a nice district. I like it. All we need to do is a simple in and out, which is really easy because we've got this right here. Although maybe it should be the main highway should probably go onto it, not that little thing. So we'll have it actually come out right here because that's on the right lane, so it doesn't interfere with those left lanes. And over here will be the exit for the district. Also on the right lane, so it's not interfering. And then we're just going to zone it all super high density residential. Yes. So many people are going to move into the city. We are going to see 1 million population by the end of this series, probably. That's my goal, 1 million. I think at 1 million, things are going to get slightly repetitive, but we'll see. Maybe a cool mod will come out that makes this much more interesting. Though the isolationism is making this pretty fun. I mean, it's different than anything I've done before. Makes it a little bit more new. Okay, so now that that's all set, they've already got power. They probably need water, which they do. Bam. Bam. And here we are. We're going to see in the next like 30 seconds a lot of people come over here. We're going to give them fire service because fire is always our biggest problem. And there they are. It's a hat. It's literally a giant hat. This district is a hat. It's a massive hat, and I love it. Should have been on top of the corgi. This is going to be the hat district. Very nice. It's the hat district. And it looks fantastic. They've got a nice overlook onto the bay. They can see the unused emergency stuff over here in case of disaster. All the beautiful roads and spaceships going everywhere. It's great. Is it just me, or did the buildings that were just being built just disappear? Oh, because of the Corgi district is set on self-renewable stuffs. Ah, yes, they are a fancy district. The hat district is just going to be a normal district. I don't see any point to make it overly fancy. It's a hat. Like, it doesn't need to be fancy. There we go. If we plop that right there, that should connect up people's power. Then another school right here. How are our high schools doing? They're below as well. So we'll put a high school down. Should kick that over, hopefully. No? Was that not enough? Yeah, we'll put... Oh no, that's a university. Oh shoot, I did not want to build a university. We already have way more capacity than we need for that. That's the high school. Whoops, I just accidentally built a college. You know, normal issues. Haha. Haha, I just accidentally built a college in my city. Hashtag normal problems. Okay, so now we have this district growing. How nice. We're at 156,000 population, and it's almost time for this video to end. It looks like we're still running into some industrial issues, but things are running smoothly enough that I'm not getting scared. We're making money. Our population is higher than it's ever been. We are going to be tapping into the great wealth of resources in our city. It's all good. This district is so being removed at some point. It is disgusting. It is absolutely disgusting. Disgusting. Okay, so let's check in the Cloverleaf district. Wow! A lot of the industry is actually back. Look at all of the goods being... This is good. This is very good. I think we are actually self-reliant now. Let's check on our info, and it looks like that industrial sliver is growing, but also that commercial sliver is actually very quickly growing, which means that it's recovered after losing all those goods. Our office area obviously dropped a bit, but if you look at the workers, we do have enough workers for all of the jobs, pretty much, and we have a lot of households. Good. Very good. That makes me happy. When things work. There go the buses. With like 2 people. Honestly, I'm thinking at some point I'm just going to remove the bus lines and switch all these roads to just normal 6-lane roads. Because nobody uses the buses. I think they just create more traffic than they help. You know, we're going to do that right now. That's how we're going to end this out. We're just getting rid of the buses. They're expensive. They don't do anything. They're kind of just there. Come at me, bus lines. we're gonna duel it out. Is there just a remove all tool for bus lines? Will they just not work now that I got rid of the buses, or will people still wait at them? Do I have to put like one thing down so that like I can get rid of the bus lines? Yeah, okay. So now we're going to start attacking the bus lines because they're absolutely useless. Nobody uses them. Now we can just kill the final bus thing. And finally, we are going to make these roads into something pretty. Because these roads are not. Ready? Bam, 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 bam. Very exciting. Look at how much nicer they are, and people like them more, too. Okay, so I think we're all done. I think I've switched it all out. We have slight death care issues and new yam, so let's quickly fix that before we end this off. Bam. Boozled. There we are. Okay, and now that that's all done, let's look at if this has improved traffic at all. So yes, we have swapped out a massive amount of roads with roads that every lane can be used on. I don't know how much improvement this will give to our traffic throughput, but we're going to keep an eye on the numbers. Which, it's currently rush hour, so this isn't going to be very representative. And also, I just kicked literally everyone who was parked on the side of the road off of the side of the road. So it may take a little bit for traffic to get back to normal. So we're going to wait this out. But overall, I think that I've done something pretty beneficial here. As you can see, especially this area, the traffic is moving so much more smoothly because they have that extra lane now. And everything looks better, and sound pollution is at the lowest point it's been in, like, forever because of the trees soaking up all of that nice sound pollution. I mean, they don't do a ton, but they do something. So thank you all for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And I will see you all next time.